Right now at 6, a fire destroys 15 semi-trailers at David's Tire Recycling. 7 fire departments respond to contain the blaze.
And we've got some isolated showers, thunderstorms. Every so often you can see the lightning in the distance out there. We'll talk about those rain chances this morning and just how hot it's going to get this afternoon. Coming up.
Plus, power lines fall across the car near Golden City. The driver is trapped inside before a helicopter rescues him to the hospital.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. It is Thursday, August the 7th. I got coffee on me. I don't even know how, but I got it. I don't even know how, but I got coffee on my hand. Wasn't hot though, so that's good.
Good.
That's definitely, that would have been a lot. You would have heard.
I feel like I would have heard that. Yeah.
If I'd spilled hot coffee on me, but yeah, be careful with your coffee. A reminder: it is hot.
Yes.
Most of the time, unless you get iced coffee, but that's different. And today, a great day for an iced coffee or some ice water, something to stay cool with because it's going to be hot. But we do also have some thunderstorms out there. We're going to start quick with look outside downtown Pittsburgh. I got our camera there pointed off to the south and west. Like I said, every so often we can see some of the lightning from the storm that's off into Lebec County, now entering into Craig County in northeastern Oklahoma. MoDOT camera 20th and range line is looking pretty good this morning as well. So here's the, and see now look, see now we're getting new storm development back behind this first line. This is why weather is so fascinating to me, because sometimes, no matter how much tech you have, it doesn't always get it 100%. So we're going to start up here now into Vernon County. We have some light showers, northwestern Vernon County, stretching back. Fort Scott, that one little rain shower was headed your way. It died. It died before it, I think, even got to the city. We've got one north of Girard into north central Crawford County, back off to the west or northwest of that up into Allen County. We've got this new thunderstorm. So this one, see, it wasn't much. It was something over Iola. It started to die, and now it's recycling right over the south side of Iola, and we're getting some lightning with it. So a reminder, even though we're not expecting strong or severe storms this morning, the lightning can still be dangerous, so do be cautious this morning. I got this little guy that, again, it was just a little shower not long ago around Fredonia, and it's starting to pick up a bit. And then this one now into southern Lebec County, just west of Chautauqua. It was moving east-southeast. It's now turning back a little more to the south. In fact, we go back over the last hour, you can see it here in the last 30 minutes or so start to turn to the south. That's where we've had most of the lightning, is from this storm, and that purplish color in there. Yeah, it was producing some small sub-severe hail earlier, and it does appear as though it is doing the same thing again. So these hail sizes here are just below there. I mean, it's not strong or severe limits by any means. It's about 0.4 of an inch. And the hail we saw earlier was quite brief as well with that storm, but it's trying to re-intensify as it dives off to the south into Craig County. And like I said, just watch. You'll see that new development that's taking place back behind this line. It's moving east-southeast, so eventually some of us at least will get some isolated showers and storms this morning. Again, nothing severe expected. If that changes because Mother Nature decides to get in a weird mood, then we'll let you know. All right, heat advisories for parts of Kansas, Oklahoma through at least Friday evening, because heat index values over the next couple of days, 105, 110 degrees easily. These showers that are out there now, Future Track has them just east of the I-49 corridor by noon. Not much left of them. Most of us will remain dry. It will simply be hot, breezy, and just a few passing clouds here and there. Quick look at temperatures for you. 75 Joplin, 72 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, it is very warm. Jay's the only one really close to average. It's 70. Cassville now, Bentondale, Monette, 71, and the rest of us low, mid, and even some upper 70s out there as well. Cruising into the low 80s by 9, low 90s by noon, mid 90s for our highs. Heat index values today easily up to 105, and south winds gusting to 25. We'll continue to track these storms this morning for you. We'll talk about our weekend rain chances and all this dangerous heat in between here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon. Well, a pickup truck driver dies in a head-on collision with a tractor trailer at the Missouri-Kansas state line. last night. The crash happened around 9:45 p.m. at the Mound on State Line Road. The pickup was traveling north and turning west onto Northeast Old Highway 96 when the driver failed to yield to an eastbound semi hauling feed corn. The crash occurred in Kansas, but both vehicles came to rest in Missouri. The semi driver was not injured, and emergency crews from both states responded to the scene. Carl Junction Fire assisted Kansas Highway Patrol with traffic control, and the semi went off the left side of the highway and struck a group of trees. Kansas Highway Patrol continues to investigate the crash. And for the second time in less than a month, a fire breaks out at a tire recycling business in Nevada. Crews responded to the fire at David's Tire Recycling at around 2 yesterday morning after smoke was spotted at the business on North Click Street. Drivers were asked to avoid the area. No word on the cause of the fire. 15 semi-trailers and their contents were destroyed in the fire. Firefighters from Nevada, Deerfield, Milo, Walker, Brana, Lamar, and El Dorado Springs contained the blaze. Well, just a few weeks ago, on July 19th, firefighters responded to another fire at the same location. This is video from that fire. The first fire started near the machines used to shred old tires. Now you can find the latest details on this story on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And a serious car crash in Jasper County takes out power lines and poles. The crash happened about 8 a.m. near Golden City yesterday. Authorities say it involved a car and a pickup. The crash took down power poles and lines in all 4 directions, creating an even more dangerous situation. Power lines fell across the car with the injured driver still inside. Barton County Electric had to shut off electricity to the area, and crews managed to remove the driver of the car, who was then flown by helicopter to an area hospital. The driver of the truck left the vehicle on his own and refused further medical attention. Well, they are a slithery, scaly, and sometimes scary sign that summer is coming to an end and fall is just around the corner. Garrett Hamilton tells us why some people are seeing more copperheads this time of year.
This is a model of the most venomous snake in the Ozarks. This is a copperhead snake. But as the season changes from summer to fall, you'll start to see more of the young ones emerging.
Mating season for copperheads runs mid-spring through mid-summer, and right now is when most mothers are giving birth. Yes, copperheads give live birth, which is why you may be seeing more of them right now.
As long as you leave a snake alone, including copperheads, the venomous snakes, or other wildlife, they're going to leave you alone too.
And forget the myth that young copperheads are more dangerous than adults.
There is this ongoing urban legend that young copperheads are more venomous than adult copperheads. That is not true.
But that doesn't mean they are any less dangerous. Any copperhead bite can cause serious health issues. The best way to avoid a bite? Leave the snakes alone.
If you ever hear about somebody being bitten more than once by a copperhead, usually that means that person was trying to catch the copperhead. It strikes its victim, pumps it with venom, and then releases.
Skaliski says copperheads are not an aggressive snake. They also have very little to do with their young once they are born, and will hide from humans as much as possible.
The reason that copperheads strike humans is that they feel threatened. But with humans, it's a self-defense mechanism.
And another common rumor about young copperheads, they like to hide under anything left out in your yard. This is partially true, but they prefer to hide under things like rocks and wood piles. So the best way to keep copperheads away from your house, make sure to clear your yard of any loose debris. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, the Fort Stewart shooter is in custody after wounding 5. Army investigators say terrorism is not believed to be a motive. Plus, Crawford County first responders trained for ammonia emergencies, learning how to handle dangerous gas and liquid forms safely. And Chris returns with another look at your Thursday forecast from the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now, 6:09. We'll be right back. Well, topping Nation Watch, investigators are now trying to determine how an active duty serviceman was able to bring his personal gun onto a Georgia Army base before shooting and injuring 5 of his fellow soldiers. All of the victims are expected to survive, and the suspect was subdued by witnesses and taken into custody. CBS News' Wendy Gillette has the latest from New York.
This morning brings a search for answers after an Army sergeant opened fire on his co-workers at Fort Stewart near Savannah, Georgia, Wednesday.
They have an active shooter on Fort Stewart.
5 soldiers were hurt. Fort Stewart's commander said 3 required surgery, though all 5 are expected to recover.
All of the families of the victims have been notified, and we're wrapping our arms around them and ensuring we provide them all the support that we can.
The suspected gunman has been identified as 28-year-old Cornelius Radford, an automated logistics specialist from Jacksonville, Florida. Military officials say he used his personal weapon in the attack, which began just before 11 a.m. on the north side of the installation. Authorities say witnesses tackled and subdued the suspect, who was taken into custody nearly a half hour after the shooting started.
These soldiers, without a doubt, prevented further casualties.
The fort's commander says the Army's Criminal Investigative Division interviewed the alleged shooter. He's currently being held in pretrial confinement.
The perpetrator of this atrocity, which is exactly what it is, will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
The investigation is ongoing. So far, authorities say they do not believe terrorism or extremism played a role in the attack. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Military officials say the suspect has been in the Army for more than 7 years, has never been deployed to combat. He also hasn't had any disciplinary issues, though officials say he was recently arrested for a DUI, which the chain of command was previously unaware of. Now, in an interview with the New York Times, the suspect's father said his son had complained of alleged racism while serving at Fort Stewart. And still to come, King of the Hill returns after 15 years. How Hank and Peggy adjust to modern life on Hulu. Plus, summer heat sticking around. Chris has a look at your 10-day forecast when we come back. Well, Hank Hill is back, and the powerful true story of America's youngest black millionaire heads to the big screen. Christian Benavides has your Eye on Entertainment reports.
Director. The state gave me 160 acres on account of my ancestors.
A young girl stumbles upon an oil fortune in the early 1900s in the upcoming theatrical drama, Sarah's Oil.
There's oceans down there.
The film tells the powerful story about the nation's youngest black millionaire, Sarah Rector. Rector became one of the world's richest oil magnates at the age of 11 with her land inheritance in Oklahoma. As greedy oil sharks close in, Sarah turns to her family, friends, and some Texas wildcatters to maintain control of her land.
All I'm asking is to keep what's mine.
Her name is Sarah Rector, and you're going to be hearing a lot about her.
Sarah's Oil hits theaters nationwide this fall. From album plaques to shoes to customized designer outfits, items belonging to the late icon Whitney Houston are going up for auction.
We wanted pieces that really spoke to her. So we have this incredible Bob Mackie casino jacket. We have a Dolce & Gabbana 2009 Clive Davis Grammy Party worn outfit.
Presented by Julian's Auctions, the collection features 25 artifacts from important moments of Houston's stellar career. It launches next week in Los Angeles, both in person and online, with all proceeds benefiting the Whitney E. Houston Legacy Foundation.
Fives should be rare in this world.
We sure are.
And the hit animated series King of the Hill has finally returned after a 15-year break. The reboot finds Hank and Peggy adjusting to life in modern-day Arlen, Texas, while their now 21-year-old son, Bobby, runs a German-Asian fusion restaurant. All 10 episodes are available for streaming on Hulu. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Let's take it over to Chris now for a quick look at your forecast.
We've got some clouds out there this morning, and that is because we have some isolated thunderstorms out there as well. Nothing strong or severe expected, but some of us getting some rain showers this morning. We'll talk about those rain showers and, of course, the extreme heat we're going to be dealing with when we come back. Time now is 6:19. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 6:21 now on this Thursday morning. Take a look. That storm, this was the one that was in Labette County earlier. It's now pushing into northern Craig County. Look, the lightning has really picked up with this thing. We're now getting upwards of, we got 20 lightning strikes there with that thunderstorm. We're going to start very quickly up north. We're going to tour all of these little showers. So that's all that we have here into Vernon County. A few light showers to the northwest of Nevada, getting ready to roll into Nevada. Back Back off to the west into Allen County, we have these thunderstorms that are trying to get going again. And you can see where we had that one over Iola earlier, and then it just tried to recycle. And then we've got a new one that's developing to the east of Yates Center. So Moran down toward Elsmore getting some showers, thunderstorm activity. Got a heavier shower almost right over Altoona, just to the east of Fredonia. And then we head south, a light shower over Altamont, few light sprinkles over into Cherokee County. I'll be honest, some of that may not even be reaching the ground, but this guy, I'm going to zoom out real quick and just take a look at his lifespan here. Developing up in northwestern Lebec County, moving southeast initially, and then began to turn south almost, but turning back southeast. Some light showers maybe trying to get into Miami, but northern Craig County here, just to the west of Welch, we've got a fair amount of lightning. Like I said, about 20 lightning strikes, where in Lebec County its peak was really about 9 or 10. So it is trying to re-intensify. Not expecting it to be severe by any means, but it's also producing some small hail, about 0.4 of an inch. So we're still, well below severe limits with the hail size on these storms. And we're continuing to see the development from the first line. We're seeing some redevelopment taking place behind this line as the first part of it, as you watch here, starts to kind of fizzle out in the northern half. But we have the new storms developing in southeast Kansas. And of course, we got that guy there that's just holding its own as he continues to push southeast, eventually heading toward the Grand Lake area over the next hour or two out there. So again, just keep an eye on them. Not expecting to be strong or severe by any means, but we could get a few more of those isolated storms this morning through about noon. Future track showing a couple of them still lingering, maybe east of I-49 by noon, but that's it. And then they're gone. It's hot, it's muggy, maybe a few passing clouds, and it's going to be a bit on the breezy side today, tonight, and into our Friday. Friday, really about any time, could get some isolated pop-up showers or storms. We have some earlier in the day, and then around 6, 7 o'clock, maybe showing some in our eastern counties, Stockton, down from Mount Vernon, Monette, and near the Cassville area as well. But again, nothing too crazy there. And Saturday, the reason it's still so hot is you saw those little green splotches in Greenwood, Elk, and Chautauqua counties. That's about it. We don't really have much expected for Saturday, but thankfully our rain chances pick up a wee bit heading into Sunday and Monday, and that'll help us out. Heat index values today upwards of 105. So we head into tomorrow upwards of 110, and I think Future Track's going a little overboard. I don't believe we're going to get that hot with these heat index values out in our western counties, but it's just kind of that signal, though, just the dangerous heat continuing to stick around. And again, Saturday still up to 110-degree heat index values. It's why heat advisories now into Kansas and Oklahoma, or at least parts of those areas, these will run through about 8 o'clock, I think it is, tomorrow evening. So you've still got to take precautions. And even if you're not under a heat advisory, that doesn't mean it's going to be sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows on the outside of those areas. It's still hot, still muggy, still dangerous heat. So we've got heat safety tips, of course, on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com/forecast. All right, looking toward the sunrise, because as we get a little brighter out there, it's going to be a little more difficult to see lightning in the clouds. So we've turned back to the sunrise. Mid-70s to start, near 90 by 11. Some of those isolated storms out there. Mid-90s today, south winds gusting to 25 and skies clearing. A few clouds as we go through the evening and overnight, still breezy. South winds gusting to 20 overnight and near 80 for our lows, so well above average. For Sunday, we start to see a few more of those isolated to widely scattered showers, thunderstorms throughout the day, and then slightly better chances as we head into our Monday as well, at least the first half of our Monday. It's not rain everywhere all at once, but there's at least some of it, which will help with our temperatures, which will be nice. Flirting to triple digits tomorrow, same on Saturday, very hot out there. Then we go mid-90s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, a little closer to normal. Pop-up storm chances next week, and our temperatures returning back into the upper 90s and maybe even the lower triple digits. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it over to Lisa now with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, first responders held an emergency response training session yesterday at the Girard Fire Department. Members of the fire department, along with the Crawford County Emergency Management Agency, trained first responders in how to deal with ammonia-based emergencies. Ammonia can be dangerous in many ways, ranging from irritation and burns to breathing problems and even some long-term impacts. Responders learn ways to safely deal with ammonia in gas and liquid forms. The course covered a mix of lectures, skill stations, case studies, tabletop scenarios, and hands-on training. If you're having complications during pregnancy, it could raise your risk of stroke for decades. A study published in the journal Neurology found women who had a stroke were nearly twice as likely to have had a pregnancy complication in the past. Those complications include preeclampsia, preterm birth, miscarriage, and stillbirth, and could raise the risk of a stroke even before the age of 50. Well, exposure to air pollution is dangerous for heart health, but using an air purifier could help. A study by UConn Health found people who used a portable HEPA filter at home saw their blood pressure drop. That can be especially beneficial for people exposed to air pollution, such as at night, those living near high traffic roadways. Now, the study highlights how the air we breathe at home impacts our health. And children and young adults who spend a lot of time on screens and electronic devices may have a higher risk for high blood pressure and high cholesterol. A study by the University of Copenhagen found every extra hour of daily screen time raised the risk of cardiovascular problems for 10-year-olds and 18-year-olds. Researchers say part of the reason may be that excess screen time is linked with not getting enough sleep. Well, the new school year is just days away, with some Arkansas schools opening next week. As Chris Bryant reports, some schools in the Natural State are still scrambling to get teachers in the classroom.
You can see by this map that in north central Arkansas, districts have a moderate to high need when it comes to needing educators for the upcoming school year. Now, those areas in yellow, those are the moderate areas. That's middle school science, ELA, and social studies being in that zone, with, secondary science, foreign language, and secondary mathematics being in the high levels or the red areas.
Well, I've heard a lot of issues this year with filling all of the positions for sure. And Arkansas has several programs through the Department of Education to try to get teachers in a non-traditional way.
One way the state is working to attract teachers is to increase their salaries with a merit-based bonus system. Teachers can earn up to $10,000 with the program, and in 2024, the program paid nearly 3,000 teachers an average of $3,300.
In Arkansas, we were blessed to get starting pay at $50,000 for our incoming teachers. But unfortunately, our veterans were kind of left out in the cold on that.
The Division of Elementary and Secondary Education data for Arkansas says 76% of teachers stay at their current schools. Districts in the Ozarks are showing a teacher retention of 80% or above, and the Mississippi River area districts in the southeast showing the lowest retention for teachers.
But having professional respect can go a long way to helping someone be motivated to stay in a career. And when they find it somewhere else, folks will leave.
Our staff, our students that really enjoy that 4-day work, and the teachers see a lot of benefit to it too.
Even with staff ready to go at the Green Forest School District, there are still needs.
There definitely are still some, a lack of teachers in the state for sure. If you want to get your foot in the door in education, being a special ed teacher is probably a good way to get started on that.
Along with luring homegrown educators.
And we get a lot of our alumni come back and teach here. Quite a few of our administrators here are alumni of the district. So the people are very proud to be in this district.
And in classrooms across Arkansas, a teacher trained in one area may be teaching a different subject.
We still have a lot of teachers that do have to go back and take additional tests or additional classwork to get to the area that we want them to be trained in to teach and be certified in. That is still a need within all districts that I'm seeing around the state.
No matter what, teachers and administrators know.
The school is the cornerstone of the community, where we spend the time growing as a family, not just through blood, but as a community family. And it certainly does take a village to literally raise the future of America.
The teacher shortage could continue nationwide. According to a recent study, just 12% of teachers are satisfied with their jobs, and more than 4 in 10 teachers admitted they were likely to leave their job within 2 years. Stick around, we'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, Access Family Care hosts free community lunch with hot dogs, drinks, and chips to mark National Health Center Week.
And we've got scattered showers, thunderstorms out there for us this morning. Also, of course, those clouds leading to a beautiful sunrise. We'll look at your forecast, talking about the extreme heat as well, coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAO Morning News. It's 6:34. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. This studio is a lot bigger than it seems when you gotta move.
Yes. Yes, it is. It
large.
looks small, but you know, you got to
yeah.
make up some ground real quick sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, it's Thursday. It's August the 7th, and we've got some isolated showers, thunderstorms out there.
Yes.
Nothing severe at this point, which is good. We're not expecting anything severe, but we've had some small hail with one of the stronger storms. It's pushed through Lebec County, now entering Craig County, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But first, we are going to start with a live look outside from downtown Pittsburgh. And there it is. Sun's rising. Got some clouds out there this morning. Some of that's just the leading edge of some of these storms. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin, looking good as well. So we'll take it over to the Skywatch Storm Tracker. And that is where we are seeing some of these scattered showers and storms across the area, obviously. So we're going to start here. We have this now almost dead shower just north of Pittsburgh. Not much to that. Back into parts of Allen County, we do have these heavier thunderstorms here from Moran down to Stark, right on 59. Another one just to the west of Iola, and these are moving roughly east-southeast, so Iola will eventually get in on another thunderstorm. We already had one earlier this morning. Showers stretching down 59. Look at that. Is that not interesting how it really just about follows 59, even to the turn there east of Chanute. It follows 59 down toward Erie. Some light showers northeast of Neodesha near Thayer. Another little shower over Oswego. Some light showers into parts of Ottawa County. And this thunderstorm here, it's not much that's left. It's just to the west of Welch, and only a couple of lightning strikes with it. But as if you look close, you can see the purple. It's still producing some small hail, so sub-severe hail, about 0.3 of an inch, and showers stretching over toward the Fairland area as well. So these shower storms, again, not expecting anything strong or severe from any of it. They are trying to redevelop. We had a little line that flared up. The northern half of the line died out, and this storm down here is what took a lot of the energy, but now we've got what's trying to redevelop back into parts of southeast Kansas, gradually pushing to the east-southeast. We also have heat advisories for parts of Kansas, Oklahoma through tomorrow evening, and that's just because we're continuing to deal with dangerous heat. And as I've said before, even if you're not under a heat advisory, it doesn't mean it's any better out east. It's still dangerously hot. Isolated shower too. Whatever's left of this activity might try and survive through about noon, and then that's it. It's hot, it's muggy, it's breezy, and we'll just have a few clouds here and there across the area. Sitting at 75 in Joplin right now, 72 in Pittsburgh, and across the area temperatures look like this. Look at Iola now, up to 78. So we've got a mixed bag of low, mid, and upper 70s across the region. And so against all of us, except some of those low 70s, the majority of us starting above normal and above normal to the afternoon. Low 80s by 9, low 90s by noon, mid 90s for our highs. Heat index values today easily approaching 100 degrees, or even upwards of 105, and south winds gusting to 25. We're going to talk more about our rain showers this morning, the rain chances this weekend, and all that extreme heat in between here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, Access Family Care hosted a community-free lunch yesterday. Visitors could come out and grab free hot dogs, a drink, and some chips. The care provider hosts the event to mark National Health Center Week. The event also provides a great way to show the community Access helps with more than just medical, dental, and mental health care. Well, music is starting to fill the air as local high school bands prepare for the upcoming school year. KOAM's Lonnie Lawton caught up with the Carthage High School Band, which says it plans to start the semester on a high note.
I just really like the music this year. It's more like upbeat, I feel like.
Adriana Patrick is a senior band member at Carthage High School. She's held this love for band since childhood.
Since I've had siblings in it above me, I've got to do the marching show with them. I really enjoyed just getting to meet all the new people.
A lot of new people is exactly what Carthage band instructor Jennifer Sager says is happening this year.
Last year we grew quite a bit from about the 120s to 144-ish. And then this year we've come up with 176 students in in our band.
The band practices on a block schedule for 2.5 hours. It's all for a busy lineup.
We go to 4 competitions ourselves, and the 4 weekends before Maple Leaf, and then we host Maple Leaf.
So what is the biggest challenge?
Probably just having to memorize everything, because we have to memorize the music, we have to memorize where we're moving.
Wrangling 176 kids is also quite a feat, but...
And that heat.
Yeah, so the weather, it does get really hot.
Lots of water, lots of hydration.
And the goal is to win those competitions and, of course, have a lot of fun. Reporting in Carthage, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Sager says the school takes students' health seriously during these extreme temperatures. She says a local fire truck soaks them with water just to help keep those temps down. Well, if you're needing help finding and applying for scholarships, in the Quapaw Nation Higher Education Department held a scholarship workshop last night at the community building from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Participants learn how to search and apply for scholarships, both in person and virtually through Teams. The event was free and open to everyone, but registration was required ahead of time. If you missed last night's session, there's another one coming up August 20th at the same place and the same time. You can register online at quapawtribe.com or by emailing education.department@quapawnation.com. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A big week for Disney. Hulu and Disney Plus merge into one app while ESPN gets WWE and NFL content. And Heinz and Smoothie King settled the tomato debate with the new ketchup smoothie featuring tomato and berry flavors. We'll have the latest. Time now 6:40. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Well, in Consumer Watch, it's been a big week for Disney's Media Holdings. The company says its Hulu and Disney Plus streaming apps will combine into one app next year to create a, quote, unified app experience. The same day, Disney announced a deal that would make ESPN the exclusive U.S. domestic home of all premium WWE live events, including WrestleMania and SummerSlam, starting in 2026. That all followed news that ESPN is also acquiring the NFL Network, NFL Fantasy, and the rights to NFL Red Zone. And fruit or vegetable, the great tomato debate may finally be settled. Heinz and Smoothie King are setting the record straight with a new ketchup smoothie. The frozen treat features notes of tomato blended with the flavors of acai, apple, strawberry, and raspberry. It's available for a limited time in 5 U.S. markets, including Atlanta, Chicago, and New York. That's a look at Consumer Watch this morning. Let's head over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we got some isolated storms out there this morning, but take a look at this sunrise this morning. Looking back to the east from 7th and Rangeline looks absolutely beautiful. So we do have some storms, and then the temperatures, dangerous heat on the way. We'll have another look at your forecast and celebrate birthdays and anniversaries right after this. Time now, 6:44. All right, it is time now for some Thursday birthdays in the 4 states. We're going to start in Riverton with Cody Newman celebrating birthday number 7. Says happy birthday from mom, dad, and little brother.
And in Pittsburgh, a happy 22nd birthday to Katie Rittenauer. It says here, love from Yaya and Unc.
And in Quapaw, Miguel Vergara celebrating birthday number 32 today. Says, may you have the best day. Love, Amanda and the family.
And a happy 61st birthday to John Lane in Parsons.
And in Weir, Patty Watson celebrating birthday number 66 today. Happy birthday.
And a happy 92nd birthday to Joanne Scheidler in West Mineral. It says, love Harold and the 3 R's.
And we've got a 15th wedding anniversary for Kurt and Hannah Zom in Baxter Springs. Says happy anniversary from your family and church family.
And also celebrating their 15th anniversary, happy anniversary to Gilbert and Angela Haynes in Chanute.
And we've got Doug Eller in Pittsburgh celebrating another year wiser as well. A very happy birthday and anniversary to all of you on our list. And if you would love to celebrate with us, and who wouldn't, Elise has information you need to know.
Yes, please submit your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@koamnewsnow.com. Be sure to meet the deadline at the bottom of your screen right there, and to also please include the date of your celebration when submitting as well.
Very important information, and of course, as always, important weather information for you. Some isolated storms out there this morning. As a matter of fact, right now, again, remember, Skywatch Storm Tracker only shows cloud to ground lightning. It does not show cloud to cloud. But we are picking up at this point no lightning with any of this activity now, and that's a first since it got started early this morning around 4:15, 4:30 in southeast Kansas. So that's where we're going to start our tour. So Iola, you've got a heavier storm getting ready to roll in right now. Some very heavy rain. It is not moving very quickly, and it has shown some small hail. It looks like looking at it now. No signs of hail with that. And that's the thing, none of these storms have been strong or severe. We've had some small hail here and there, but nothing significant. And it's been isolated at best there. Then stretching down to the southeast, back northwest of Hepler, west of Pawnee, south of Uniontown, toward Elsmore and Stark. We have this heavier shower thunderstorm here, and you can see with the new scan how it kind of shrank a little bit. Got some showers north of Erie and southeast of Chanute, then back toward Thayer, along 169, and then we'll back out. We've got this little shower here that's western Cherokee County, eastern Labette County, right over Oswego and 160, so just to the west of Columbus. Then into northeastern Oklahoma, around Quapaw to Miami to Fairland. Some moderate showers out there, so that's a good portion of the Will Rogers Turnpike through Ottawa County as well. Got some heavier rain south of Welch and Blue Jacket. This storm had a very interesting life cycle as it entered into Craig County. It was one of the very first storms early this morning, going back just a couple hours. It produced some small hail off and on. Didn't get anything too crazy, but you can see its lifespan, and now it's beginning to kind of die out. However, as some of these have died out or begun to fizzle out, we've seen new development that's tried to take place back behind it. In fact, right here is another great example. So we had this one, and then watch how quickly right here this little guy flares up. Nothing crazy with it, but that's that one that's just to the northwest of Iola right now. These shower storms are now turning southerly almost. The rest of them still kind of moving more east-southeast. You can see some of these here trying to turn more southeasterly. They could last through about noon today, but that's an if. They may not make it to noon, and future tracks suggesting if they do, as you can see, it's not very impressive by noon. A few light showers east of I-49. Most of us dry. Most of us will be dry even with this activity this morning, but some of us at least getting some rain out there. As we head into the afternoon, it'll clear out. We'll have a few clouds here and there. It'll be breezy. It'll be hot. So could get some isolated pop-up showers, thunderstorms on our Friday. First half of the day, we could get some, and then we see some additional possible pop-up shower storms about 6, 7 o'clock from Stockton, Mount Vernon, Monette, down toward Cassville. But again, most of us dry, and unfortunately, that's the case as we roll into Saturday as well. Isolated pop-up shower storm possible. So it's going to keep us very hot over the next few days. Our heat index values today easily approaching 105. By tomorrow, we're looking at heat index values 110. As I've mentioned, I do believe future tracks going a little overboard. Okay, Nowata, Independence, Neodesha. I don't think you're going to be getting close to 115 degree heat index values. If you do, that is very bad. But I think we're going to be capping out right around 110 with those heat index values as we roll into our Friday. And we head into Saturday, and it's the same thing with those heat index values up to, once again, 110. And at least through Friday evening, we do have these heat advisories out there, parts of Kansas and Oklahoma. And as I've said before, just because you're not under a heat advisory does not mean it's safe to just run around outside in the heat. This dangerous heat, as you just saw with those heat index values, is across the entire area. And a reminder, a lot of great heat safety tips on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com/forecast. Like I've told you before, anytime we get into these extreme heat situations, we'll get those posted on there so that you have them accessible. Take a look at that sunrise, though. 7th and range line looks absolutely beautiful this morning. It's just the temperatures won't be so beautiful. Mid-70s by 8, near 90 by 11 o'clock this morning. Again, for some of us, those isolated shower storms may try and hold on. And as we head into the afternoon, if they do hold on, they'll be done by about noon, mid-90s today. South winds gusting to 25, and as I said, our heat index value is up to 105. Just a few clouds through the evening and overnight. Still very warm, still breezy. Upper 70s near 80 for our lows tonight. Boo. And south wind still gusting to 20. And then again, once we head into our Saturday, it's again isolated shower storm chances. Same on Sunday. We'll have a few isolated to widely scattered shower and storm chances, and that will continue into Monday, which will certainly help a bit with some of our extreme heat, although it is only brief relief from this heat. We're going to have another look at your forecast and your wake-up recap here in just a moment. And when we transition to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., we're going to tell you about a doorbell camera. It captures an act of respect that connects a Midland veteran with a special young neighbor.
This is your wake-up recap for August 7th. The top stories to start your day. Well, a serious car crash in Jasper County caused widespread power outages around 8 a.m. yesterday near Golden City. A collision between a car and a pickup truck took down power poles and lines in all directions. The car's driver, trapped with live wires, was safely rescued and airlifted to a hospital. The truck driver exited independently, declining medical help. First responders are now better prepared for ammonia-based emergencies following a comprehensive training session at the Girard Fire Department conducted by the Crawford County Emergency Management Agency. The session equipped responders with skills to handle ammonia in both gas and liquid forms. The training included lectures, skill stations, and hands-on scenarios. This proactive approach aims to enhance community safety and emergency readiness. And that's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And we've got ourselves another hot one out there. Mid-90s today. Heat index values up to 105. And of course, we have some of those isolated storms this morning. Should be done by noon. South winds gusting to 25. Into the evening we go. Mostly clear skies. Still very warm, near 80 with our overnight lows tonight. And breezy. South winds gusting to 20. The heat continues. Flirt with the triple digits over the next few days. Heat index values could reach 110. Got some isolated shower thunderstorm chances now really through most of next week. We'll drop back closer to normal Monday and Tuesday, so a brief break from the heat before it cranks right back up again next week.
All right, and coming up today at noon, we're making cookie peach cobbler in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOM with CBS Mornings. A pill to help with weight loss and diabetes is showing signs of success in a clinical trial. Plus, Emmy nominees Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne are live in the studio. They star in the comedy Platonic, and we'll talk about the show's new season.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14 this morning. We'll hear how a Missouri festival connects with its German heritage.
And members of the Quapaw tribe joining us to share how their annual fall gathering connects the tribal legacy. And that's going to wrap it up for us for now. We're back here tomorrow morning at 5.
And we'll see you today at noon.